In this video, I will be discussing the Edge CAM export tool. Edge CAM allows users to take their Revit model and export assemblies to a file that is formatted to be compatible with much of the machinery used to automate precast production. These export files can be used for purposes such as laser projection, concrete distribution, water-soluble bed plotting, and much more. Prior to running the CAM export tool, run the Edge Cast tool on all assemblies being exported. This tool repositions the assembly origin. This step is important to ensure the assembly and its contained elements receive the correct coordinate values in the exported CAM file. Once all assemblies have been processed by Cast, they are ready for CAM export. This tool can be found by clicking the Edge tab at the top of your Revit screen and by clicking the Admin panel. To perform this tool, simply click the CAM Export button. You will be presented with three export methods: all assemblies in the model, assemblies in the active view, or selected assemblies only. Please note that if you choose the selected assemblies option that you must pre-select the desired assembly instances before running the CAM Export tool. After an export method is selected, you will be prompted to choose a file format for the export. Currently, we support export to the following file formats: Progress Groups PXML version 1.3, Unitex UXML versions 5.2C, 6.0, and 7.0. You could also choose to export all file formats at this step. After a file format has been selected, the assemblies will be exported and saved within a folder for the selected file format in the Edge for Revit folder on the C drive. Once the export is complete, a success message will appear if the assembly could be exported for that file format. If the assemblies to be exported do not have the CAM product number and CAM order number parameters filled out, warnings indicating such will be thrown. These assemblies will still be exported successfully. However, the files generated will still contain generic values for product number and element number. These parameters on the assemblies should be filled out prior to export for the exported files to contain more specific information for these fields. If an assembly cannot be exported for the selected file format, a warning will be displayed explaining why it cannot be successfully exported. Each file format has unique limitations on what can be exported successfully. For more information on file format limitations, please refer to the CAM Export Help file. The exported file contains information about the exported assembly. This includes the overall shape of the precast concrete element, its volume and weight, any finishes it may have, rebar and their locations, other materials along with their locations, and much more. Finishes and face mixes within the assembly will be represented in the Layers section of the exported file. For finishes to be correctly grouped in the Layers section of the file, they must be modeled as Revit wall families. For face mixes to be correctly grouped in the Layer section of the file, they must be modeled as extruded geometry within the structural framing family. They must also have a material applied to that extruded geometry whose name includes the phrase architectural precast concrete. All materials such as embeds contained within the exported assembly will be grouped under the Mount Parts section of the exported file. These mount parts will be represented by their bounding box. The bounding box will represent the largest extents of that material. Rebar in some cases will be exported as individual bars, but in other cases must be exported as mount parts represented by their bounding boxes. For more information on how rebar is exported, please reference the CAM Export Help file. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, email us at edgesupport@ptech.com.